Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, and by my side is Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to 2K Sports, the NBA season wrapping up, and you can just feel the anticipation for the playoffs. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Miami Heat as they go up against the San Antonio Spurs at AT&T Center. You take a look at the Spurs. Finally, we get to stop talking about this team and actually get to see them in action. Feels like it's been a long offseason. For Dwayne Wade, as great as he has been in his career, the need.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
We've got NBA basketball in store for you. We're live at the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas, the home of the Spurs, live on 2K Sports. Like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and courtside, Doris Burke. So here's Miami's starting group. On the perimeter, Wade and Dang. Chris Bosh is out there with Whiteside, and it's Dragic in at the point guard. The Heat were really in a class of their own last year when it came to offensive firepower and shot an amazing rate.
Yeah, they ended with a 50% shooting mark, which is really just off the charts. I mean, to go that entire season with that clip, impressive.
On defense, San Antonio. Passes it to Whiteside, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand. No challenge from the defense there, Clark. Could have put that one through any way he wanted.
And I love the choice there, partner, going hard to the hoop for that throwdown.
Yeah, that's invisible defense leading to a very visible finish.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
And it's Miami's ball. Right now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
I asked him what they needed to key in on defensively, and he said, well, we've got to limit penetration by Tony Parker. He's really the, quote, head of the snake, and with his floater, he doesn't need to get all the way to the rim to score. It's crucial that we do our best to keep him outside the lane. Guys, that's no easy assignment. We'll see how much success they have defensively.
All right, Doris. Here's Dragic. After the basket by San Antonio. Wade with it, guarded now by Duncan. And Leonard with the block.
You know, guys, if he does his work early, he knows when he gets in a good position, his size gives him a big edge on the glass.
It's deflected. It's stolen by Dragic. Dang goes in. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Parker against Dragic. Parker's shot is off. Heat have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Now here's Dragic. Here's Whiteside. The shot will not go. Duncan against Dragic. Here's Splitter, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Took the safe route there. Wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble on that one.
Nope. Up and in with one hand, the most basic finish possible.
And yet he still made it look pretty good.
Miami with the ball. After the basket by San Antonio. Dragic kicks to Wade. From 12 feet out. Good on the shot.
You know, he was smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Agreed. As long as he picks his spots, his outside shot will be hard to block, no matter who's on it.
Now here's Parker. 6 points for him. Parker with another miss.
Well, Luol Deng was supposed to have a lot more help in Chicago as they got healthy, but injuries struck once again, and they were forced to ship Deng off to help in the next rebuilding project. First time Deng has ever played in a different uniform.
Here's Parker. The Heat getting the bucket. A 3-ball. Another miss by Parker.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
Dragic with it. Now Green defending. Dragic dishes to Bosch. Back to Dragic. Shot clock at 5. Deng passes to Bosch. And another basket for Miami. And Luol Deng Clark, one of only 5 Bulls in history to play in a 10th year with the team, the 4th leading scorer in their franchise's history.
And Coach Thibodeau called him the glue of the team, the Velcro guy. But despite everything he meant to the organization, this free agency weighed heavily. He refused a significant extension offer, so they felt they had to go in a different direction.
Green, no luck.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Deng gets a wide open look. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. Leonard's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Green kicks to Duncan. And that one is hammered hard. And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Well, Tim Duncan, in a lot of ways, the epitome of Steve's substance over style.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin, and both in terms of his game and his personality. He's just a winner and a leader, but he does it in such a quiet fashion that sometimes people forget to take notice.
The Spurs making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. And so here is Miami following the bucket by the Spurs. Wade a screen on Duncan. Bosch drives in. And that one's good. Bosch has got 6.
And when I think about Duncan's leadership, man, I could go on and on. I don't even know if I have enough time. But one of the things that stands out is he's never put himself above his teammates or the staff, and he allows himself to be coached extremely hard by Greg Popovich. He's relentless, dedicated, and in many ways he can lead without saying a word.
Rejected by Duncan. In transition, here comes San Antonio. The rim rattler.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Yeah, that is Showtime stuff right there. Major highlight reel material.
Dragic against Parker. Bosch sets the pick for Dragic. Dishes it to Wade. The wide open look here for Bosch. Offensive rebound. Back to Wade. Deng kicks to Bosch. Heat moving the ball around. Parker against Wade. No luck. Good work defensively by Ginobili. The feed to Leonard. Looking for a splitter. He gets it there. And he gets it to go.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, getting the ball into the post should be their first option every time down. Force the defense to adapt and adjust.
Here's Bosch after the basket by San Antonio. Guys, a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
Playing with a lot of confidence, just some self-assurance there. I like what we're seeing. Yeah, he put himself in great position to finish that break off, guys.
Yep, right to the rack.
A different look for Miami. Chris Anderson is checked in for Whiteside. Josh McRoberts comes in for Chris Bosch. And it's Chalmers in for Goran Dragic. Now here's Parker. 9 points in the game so far. From deep three-point range. And it's Deng with the rebound.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Anderson. Great D that time from Leonard.
You know, one thing you have to give Coach Eric Spoelstra credit for is he's not wedded to just one approach. I like his ability to be flexible. You remember after the 2011 Final Four, he really went back to the drawing board and changed Miami's offense to their small ball approach, but also wanted to get LeBron inside more. The result has been a couple of championship rings.
Wade misses.
Boy, he has been struggling mightily in this quarter, guys.
True. He really seems to have tightened up a bit for whatever reason. He looks tight.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Inside, Anderson. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Baines is checked in. Diaw comes in for Tim Duncan. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. It's Mills in for Tony Parker. The Heat trail by 3. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Blocked.
I'll tell you what, the way he's been going this quarter, guys, they're going to need somebody else to pick up the slack.
Taken away. And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it. Flushes it down to finish the break.
That's the kind of lead pass we've seen him make over and over again.
Out to the right wing. Here's Baines. Makes it off the glass. And the Spurs lead by 3.
And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Here's Wade. And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. It's the Spurs leading by 3. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
And they set the tone there defensively with their shot blocking. They've been really intimidating down in the paint area.
You know, in the rest of the game, Steve, shooters will be looking around for the shot blockers because of what's happened in this quarter.
Bellinelli is out there with Boris Diaw. Then it's Green. Then it's Aaron Baines. And it's Mills in at the 1 spot. That's the San Antonio foul. And the basket by Wade.
Dwayne Wade last season shooting a career high from the field. Not the focal point offensively playing alongside LeBron. But he responded with the most efficient offensive season of his career.
Miami trailing. Chalmers dishes to Wade. In transition, here come the Spurs. Pushing it up. Finished off the break. Diaw's got his first bucket in this one.
He kind of threaded the needle with that pass into the paint.
In Wade last season with the fewest three-point attempts, Clark, of his career.
And I think that was by intention, Kevin. He wanted to be much more efficient, so he decided to stay inside the arc. It hasn't been a strength of his throughout his career, but as he ages and loses some of that athleticism, I think he's going to have to look to reshift the balance of his shot attempts going forward.
San Antonio with the ball, following the score by Miami. Shots good by Mills.
You know, even though he doesn't really have the long-range ability on a consistent level, he can knock down some open ones.
Dang passes to Wade. With the teardrop, no good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Here's Baines. Blocked. Chalmers with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Wade kicks to Chalmers. And here's Haslam. 6 on the shot clock. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Chalmers. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Now Mills unloads, and he hits the jump shot. Mills has got 5 now. Here's Wade. And here's the intentional foul, but you know, it's coming here at a very inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a bad play there. I mean, that can really cost you the game. You've got to be smart when you make those intentional fouls.
Chris Bosh is checked in for Miami. Dragic comes in for Dwayne Wade. San Antonio calls timeout. At this point of the game, always important to stay focused, and while the coach goes over the game plan, these players are getting a much-needed chance to rehydrate and refuel with Gatorade. And guys, we know the drill well, all three of us drinking the Gatorade too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no question.
right.
I mean, Kevin, people have no idea the fatigue that can set in during a telecast. And so it's important for us to stay hydrated all game long.
Clark, you're always hydrated.
Yeah, I try to be, but it's usually with a combination of H2O and Gatorade.
I love Gatorade. And look at Steve, got the Gatorade shirt on.
Yeah, he's really immersed in the Gatorade.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Parker outside. The three. And he gets it to go. Parker's got the lead up to 5 now for the Spurs.
They're hovering around 50% for the game in three-pointers. That's pretty good. But they've really elevated here in the second quarter. Well, what can you say about the Spurs at home? I mean, they've been dominant here for so long. It's a shock whenever they lose at home.
Now here's Dragic, 6 to shoot. And here's Bosch for 3. And Ginobili pulls it down. San Antonio leading by 5. Here's Parker, and it's blocked by Bosch. And they're able to recover. And that one's good. Duncan. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. The Spurs were dominant at home once again, as you mentioned, guys. 32 wins for them, Steve, and they shot great, absolutely great in this building.
Well, you don't win 50 games for 15 straight years, Kevin, without being dominant at home, and that's what the Spurs have done. So they just get the job done. I mean, they're tough to beat here in San Antonio, and obviously a wonderful shooting ball club.
Now Parker, following the miss by Chris Bosch from deep. Another miss by Parker. Here's Dragic. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And the basket by Chalmers. San Antonio calls timeout.
You know, when you're coming off a championship, actually make that 2 consecutive championships, it's even more okay to be more concerned about the postseason than the regular season. You're trying to figure out how to manage the regular season. And the Heat clearly took that approach, or at least it seemed that way.
Splitters checked in for San Antonio. And Miami also making a switch. Whiteside's checked in. Spurs leading by 5. Now here's Parker. 12 points for him. Double team on Parker. His three-pointers off the mark.
Well, what you said about the Heat, beyond the resting of key guys, they seem to be more concerned about the process of things than the result during the season.
It's tipped. And now it's Green running. He can go all the way. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Well, that's the best possible play there. I mean, that was an easy 2, so instead foul him, make him shoot free throw.
That's right. A smart, strong foul there. No and ones and no dunks.
Well, the Heat had no real reason to be concerned with results. It'd be nice for them to win, but they knew they were expected, Clark, to get to the finals again.
And there really wasn't anybody they feared. I mean, they might have ended second in the conference, but they played the season perfectly to set themselves up for the postseason. This season will be an interesting test, as there is a much tougher road for this group to be able to navigate to go deep into the playoffs.
And he gets the bucket. 6 points for Luol Deng.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
Very poor shot selection there, guys.
The Heat trail by 5. Dragic kicks to Chalmers. Bosch, a screen on Ginobili.
Well, Mario Chalmers, coming into last season, made a bet with Ray Allen about how much each could slim down and get in peak shape. Seemed to pay dividends for Chalmers in particular, who had probably the best season of his NBA career.
And Chalmers really not the quickest point guard in the league, but he has active hands defensively and pretty good feet. And those takeaways help get the Heat out in the open court, which certainly plays to their strengths.
And Chalmers, more of a role player for the Heat. Not a huge playmaker, Steve, but he can knock down open threes.
Yeah, he's an efficient scorer, and his passing has gotten better over the last couple of seasons. He's a perfect role player for Miami because he can guard opposing point guards extremely well and then slide off the ball when Wade has it.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Gentlemen, we all know that Manu Ginobili has had a terrific career playing mostly as a sixth man. Ginobili said, I don't think it was a big sacrifice. Maybe at first it was a little painful on the ego, but when I got in, all the plays were for me. I started to feel confident in that role. Now I enjoy it, and I don't even want to start. Kevin?
Dorsey puts pragmatism over ego. Thank you. San Antonio on defense, leading by 5. Dragic gets the bucket.
Sometimes folks forget about his decent mid-range jumper. He can knock those down all game given a chance.
There's 1:54 left in the first half of the game.
You know, he started out hot, and he's only gotten hotter. He could be in for one of those games.
Dragic left side. Tries again, and Parker with the block. Back to Ginobili. From downtown. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
They're not going to run that play very often, but hey, they'll take it. Way to notch that 3.
Dragic kicks to Dang. Lets it fly from 18. And nothing but air on that one. Green dishes to Parker. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. It's Ginobili outside, and he gets it to go. Ginobili's got 8.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
And the defense getting bombarded. They just haven't been able to slow him down.
Well, as far as the defense goes, Clark, that is not what's going to keep them in this lead.
Yeah, but from the other perspective, you can see just how much that dunk pumped those players up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I sense a little bit of a momentum shift here. I'd like to see them go 2 for 1 here.
I would, too. They need to make this a quick possession and a fruitful one, too.
Chalmers pass to Dragic. The kick out to Dang. Pulls it up. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. That's 10 points for Luol Deng.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They sure are. That's 3 straight buckets that have come off of assists.
There's Parker with the 3. Another miss by Parker. The Heat trail by 8. Outside Dragic. The kick out to Dang. Rebounded by the Spurs.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Ginobili, that's for 2. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. The clock runs out, and we're headed.